Rise and grind, setting up your home cigar lounge. Let's have this conversation. Here at Rise and Grind, we equip you. We share with you the best whiskeys, cigars. We help you to turn your man cave into a true haven of rest and relaxation. Today we want to talk about your man cave, your home cigar lounge, and we want to give you some tips on how you can turn it from being average into being extraordinary. Today we're going to dive into something that everyone needs: their space, their cave, their home lounge. And we're not just talking about some corner in the garage or just some closet that you're gonna throw yourself into. We're talking about building up a sanctuary where you can unwind, relax, and enjoy the art of cigar smoking. But let's be clear. A cigar lounge in your house, it isn't just about putting up a few chairs and calling it a day, but it's about creating an experience, a place, so that when you walk in, you know that I've arrived. When you walk in, you just feel yourself being relaxed. And so we're going to share with you 5 things that you need to do so that you can turn this space from ordinary into extraordinary. First thing you've got to do is choose the right location. Location, location, location. You see, this isn't about just finding some abandoned space and turning it into your lounge. This is about selecting the right location, selecting the place that's gonna have the right vibe. It's gonna be about selecting the space that's gonna give off the right intimate feel. You see, this room should have some windows, it should have some ventilation, it should have some natural light. This room is where you are gonna spend most of your time. For me, my man cave is actually an entire attachment to my house. And so it's away, it's private, it's secluded, it's mine. I don't have to worry about anyone interfering or annoying or interrupting. So you've got to pick out a space that should have a door, a space that's gonna be just for you, a space reserved for you. And so again, consider rooms or spaces that's isolated from the rest of the house. You don't want, as you're smoking, that your smoke is starting to seep into the kitchen or into the living room. A finished basement or a converted attic can work. The goal here is to have some privacy, some exclusivity. This is your sanctuary. This is the space where you should be able to get away from whatever it is that you want to escape from. So the first thing that you gotta select is the right location. After location, you gotta have the right ventilation. You got to have fresh air. That's a non-negotiable. That is very important. I don't care how great your cigars are, if your ventilation is not good, it's not gonna be an enjoyable experience. And so you need to invest in some high quality ventilation systems. And so this could be smoke eaters, exhaust fans, air purifiers. The goal is to ensure that you keep fresh air in and that you're cycling out the bad air. In my own space, I've got a private ventilation system because again, it's a separate unit. And so it's got its own HVAC system, its own heating, cooling, air. In addition to that, I've got windows that I can slide out. I can open up a sliding door. In addition to that, I've got a rabbit air purifier. And so even though I've got the ventilation, I've got all these other means of keeping the air fresh. You've got to make sure that you got fresh air if you're gonna be smoking cigars in your man cave. Do not skimp out on this. Don't try to save $1. Good ventilation, it might cost you something, but it's gonna be an investment that's gonna pay off. You'll appreciate it and your guests will appreciate it. Plus, it's gonna make sure that your space doesn't smell like an ashtray. Remember, this space should be inviting for others, but also for you. And so even when you walk in there, if it smells bad, you're not gonna have a good time. And so ventilation is key. After ventilation, you gotta have the right furniture and decoration. You see, it's gotta look and feel like a cigar lounge. It should look a little luxurious, maybe even give off some masculine energy. And so having the right leather couches, a good sturdy coffee table, having it set up just right. You should be thinking comfort as well as function. Form meets function. And so it's gotta be comfortable, but it's gotta be functionable. You've gotta have places where you can just sit and relax. And in addition to where you're gonna sit, the aesthetics has gotta be. And so I talked about having it personalized, having maybe some vintage cigar posters, having maybe some of your own personal jerseys. Now don't overdo it. You see, you wanna have the cigar lounge to give off a relaxed vibe. The decor should complement, but not distract. Next thing we gotta look at, number 4, is the lighting. You got to set the mood. Can't be smoking in the dark. Lighting is important. Lighting is crucial. And so you want the lighting to give off a warm, inviting vibe. Not too bright, not harsh. And so you wanna maybe even consider having some floor lamps, table lamps, maybe even some recessed lighting. Lighting is key because again, you're smoking, but you gotta see what you're doing. The key is to have a relaxed atmosphere that's going to encourage you to unwind, and it's going to lead to some deep conversations if you've got the friends over. And so consider, how can I achieve this? How can I have a space that reflects this and promotes this? And so lighting is important. You see, we want to thank you before we get into the last thing that you need to set up your home cigar lounge. Thank you. We've done so many of these videos. We do this just to help you out. We ask nothing of you other than you hit like, leave a comment. Let me know, what have you done in your own cigar lounge to make it the right vibe? If you aren't a part of this community, because that's all this is, we're friends just sharing ideas with each other. Hit the subscribe button so you can join us so that we can continue to have these kind of conversations so we can help each other on our journey. Fifth and final thing that you've got to have, the final touches to make your home cigar lounge perfect. I want to go back to personalization and entertainment. And so you've got the lighting, the ventilation, the location, but you got to make sure that the space speaks to you. You got to make sure that when someone comes in there, they see your personality, they see your identity, and you got to have stuff for folks to do. And so pool table, dartboard, definitely you got to have a flat screen TV. If you're into video games, sure, but having maybe a board game, chess, having some cards. You see, you got to have some stuff that's going to spark some conversation. The cigars is enough, but it's good to have some other things in this space and have some things that you can display. Have some things that are going to be conversation starters. And so maybe a half-finished puzzle, something that's going to stimulate some kind of conversation. Friends, setting up a home cigar lounge is more than just a design project. It's a statement. It says that you value quality and that you worked hard, and this is your space where you rest and relax. It's saying that this is my cave. This is where I come to recharge. Remember, it's not about impressing others. It's about impressing yourself. When you walk into your own personal lounge, you should have a sense of pride and accomplishment and know that my hard work has earned this. And so take the tips that we've given you so that you can elevate your space, so that it can be worthy of your hard work, so it can be worthy of your rising and your grinding. You've earned this. And so take this space and truly turn it from ordinary into extraordinary. We hope that we've helped you. Again, help us back. Hit the like button. We are helping you. You gotta admit that. We're coming out with videos after videos, giving you good content. And in fact, we got an entire other channel that all it's about is giving you motivation. That's called the Grind Podcast. We are here just to help you. Help us back. Help this community to grow. Like, comment, subscribe. But most importantly, rise and grind.